Hello, welcome to this week's episode of Give It a Year. I'm Jenny Q, and this is my podcast diary. It is a place in cyberspace where I like to share ideas, thoughts, reflections, contemplations, and sometimes poetry. I like to write, I like to create, and tonight I would like to share a poem I wrote last week, and I wrote it in response to completing a book study on figuring out who I am, and the book itself is called Mistaken Identity. It's a wonderful book. And for the last month, I've been looking at things, learning things, trying things, and I do feel like there's been a shift of self-compassion and a shift into some other things which are very fantastic and wonderful. That is not what this episode is about, but that is what inspired the poem. And before I get too deep into this, just a reminder, I do have 4 podcast promises which are in my write-up. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me a message. But in a nutshell, it basically is promising you that this will be a positive space, and even if we discuss something that's a little heavier, that won't be tonight, but if you discuss something that's a little heavier, I will always find a positive spin on it. And I come from the position of someone who does struggle with anxiety and depression and grief, and that can make navigating this world a very challenging thing at times. And it is my hope that by creating this pocket of positive space, that maybe once in a while someone will come across it and what I share might help. That's it. So, it is a little bit later in the day and I am tired. So, gonna read this poem, and the name of the poem is the title of the episode, which is The Gift. Now, I'm not sure what you think of when I say a poem, but I will prep you in that it's not rhyming. It is, I guess, what would be called a free-form poem. It does have a rhythm and a style, but it's not like Dr. Seuss, which is unfortunate because I love Dr. Seuss. But you'll hopefully experience and understand the progression of each one. 3 stanzas. And so I'm going to read it, and then I might share a few more thoughts, and then that'll be it for this week. So, if you need to get a glass of water or something, and you want to sit down and relax and just listen to it, now's a good time to pause the episode and come back. So, I'm going to assume you're ready. So I'm ready, and I'm going to read my poem. Here it is. It's called The Gift. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to slide out this music so you guys can pay attention to the poem, the words, and then we'll bring the music back in a moment. Okay? So, give me 1 second. I think I have a sneeze. Oh, excuse me. I did have a sneeze. All right. Here we go. The Gift. I use my breath to pause, to slow down, and to bask in the beautiful abundance of my life in this moment, because being present is a gift. I peek at the past to know where I've been, never to return. I look ahead to see where I want to go, and I take a step or a leap of faith, because being present is a gift. I know I will make mistakes. I know there will be pain, confusion, and heartbreak, as there will also be joy, fun, and peace. All of these things rain down on all of us. I will choose to learn. I will choose to grow. I will help heal the world, because being present is a gift. I am that gift. That's it. That's the poem. That was easy, wasn't it? Um, and there's just some things I automatically kind of want to say when I share this with someone. And when I say in the last line, the last reveal, that I am that gift, I am talking about myself, but I'm also talking about you and anyone you know. We are all a gift. And I don't mean that in the ego sense, in that Jenny's a gift, like Jenny Q is the gift. It's not like that. It's the idea that life is a gift. The fact that we all are running on this unseen energy source that allows us to wake up and participate every day in our lives, no matter how that life looks or how we experience that life. Just the fact that we're here and we can listen and we can participate and we can hug and we can try things and we cry and we sing and we dance and we collapse and we can work out, and there's just so many things that are potentially amazing about this life. And I think sometimes what happens is, well, no, I know it happens because this is what many people I've studied have taught me, is what happens is people get caught up in the fears and in the doubts and in the falsehoods of who we are as people. And they get caught up either doing breaking their neck looking at their past, which is what I talk about in the second stanza. They look in the past and they take what's happened in the past and assuming it's going to repeat itself over and over and over again. And most times, almost every time, that's not the case. Because, as you know, to take a silly reference, but in the Pocahontas movie, in the song Colors of the Wind, in the song it says you can never step in the same river twice, which is true. Like, it might be the same river, but the water is always moving, it's shifting, it's running, and everything underneath the current moves and changes. So you might be at the same river, but you'll never have that experience twice. Just like, as much as you want to think you have the exact same experience waking up every morning, it's not. Every day is a new experience. There's new sunshine, new clouds. There's something different in the air. How you step out of bed might be a little bit different, It's quite amazing. So I guess that's it. And I think the other reason I wanted to share this poem is to offer the idea that finally made sense to me after this book study, is that the pain and the confusion and the heartbreak that sometimes weighs us down and keeps us stuck is not something to be avoided, because I think sometimes people hop into counseling or they fall into habits to try and numb things or avoid things, such as, drinking or gambling or shopping or being promiscuous or any number of things. We all do different things, right? Emotional eating. We do all sorts of things because we feel like we need to avoid being confused and experiencing pain and having a broken heart. And I think the thing I finally kind of figured out is it's all part of it. The gift of life is that you get to experience those things. And I know that sounds backwards, but if you've experienced heartbreak, then you have the ability to value and appreciate what it is to find someone or something or some activity that just fills you with joy. And you drink it up because you do understand that things have a beginning and an end. And if you don't choose to be present and you're stuck in the past, or you're worrying about how the future is going to unfold, you're going to miss it. You're going to miss the gift of life, of being here, of being messy, of being loud, of being quiet, of being who you are. I mean, it's just kind of cool. kind of cool. And it's, when you're someone who has anxiety, it's easy to get stuck in the middle. It's easy to be like, well, what if this happens? That's what I do. Well, what if this happens? What if this happens? And you know what? If you spin your wheels and you don't take a step, like I say in the second stanza, if you don't take a step forward or you don't take a leap of faith, then nothing's going to change. And if you're okay with where everything is, that's cool. But if you're sad and frustrated and anxious, you do want things to change and you want to feel better, you gotta try things and move forward. So, in summary, excuse me, a little cough there. So in summary, as I bring the music back, what I'm offering is that, oh, that's really loud. Yeah. Let's bring that back. There we go. What I'm offering with my poem is the idea that the gift is not anything truly tangible. It's life. It's being able to take that breath in and look around and be like, wow, this is cool. I live in a nice place. I have friends. I have a job. I love dancing. I love laughing. Laughing is one of my favorite things. Truly. I love to laugh. And my boyfriend, Chris, he has this ability to make me laugh, even on my worst days. And when I feel that rumble in my belly and it comes out my throat and I have to close my eyes because I'm laughing so hard, it's one of the most incredible things, you know? So that's the gift. In my opinion, that's the gift. If you have contrary thoughts, I would certainly love any feedback that anyone has out there. Okay, so as we wrap up, as always, I'm going to leave you with a question and remind you of 3 very important things. So the question first is, which part of the poem, The Gift, resonated with you the most? And I'm just going to leave it at that, because poetry is meant to be interpreted by you. So which part resonated with you the most? And maybe ask yourself why. Because that's kind of how you enjoy poetry. And the last 3 things I want to remind everybody is, as I do every week, we can make this world a lot less scary, a lot less dark, and a lot less filled with things to be afraid of. I'm not saying that very well. But we have all the ability to make life a gift for other people and for ourselves. And if you've listened to my podcast, you know exactly what I'm going to say right now. Those 3 things are: you share your smile, share your love or kindness, if that's, and compassion, if that's how you want to say it, and share your laughter. Because I believe those are the 3 most important ingredients or components of the gift that is this life. You know, even if you're homeless and on the streets, if you can find a moment where someone is kind to you, or someone gives you a smile, or someone tells you a joke or a story, and for just that one moment you can forget all of your troubles, that's magic. That's life. That's the power that we all have. And it's not power like a superhero where you're going to take over everything. It's just this beautiful undercurrent that, you know, I think can help. Now, I'm not dismissing the devastation and the trauma of being homeless. Please don't misunderstand what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, if you're someone who thinks that you need to have money and everything tangible and material to be happy, I don't know that you understand, in my opinion. So try sharing a smile, try sharing some love by being kind and share some laughter, and you will experience something. It's amazing. And if you already do this, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So, on that note, I'm going to say thank you for anyone who has stayed this long and listened to this week's episode. I am so happy that I got to share my poem, and we'll see what unfolds this next week and what will be shared next Tuesday. Have a great week, everybody, and I will talk to you next Tuesday. Bye for now.